Libra, to save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allowed me to look at past, present, and future influences for the week. And as always, I'll be going through each card so we can learn together about the tarot and you can start to build your own intuitive relationship with the cards because that's what this channel is all about. Promoting tarot to get the benefit out of it for all our benefit, right? And I really want you to give yourself some betterment and self-love this week. Libra, you are tangled in a knot in the head and you're allowing all these kind of swords in your reading attack you in the brain, and then it's translating to your heart and your spirit when there's so much good change in a new direction that's taking place. And I want you to just buy into it in whatever way it applies to you, because you've earned some really good props here, as well as good love. Wishes are starting to unfold. It's a time for you kind of to take a breath, review everything from the past, pat yourself on the back for all the hard journeys that you've been through that have built you up to this moment, to believe in yourself, your self-confidence, your self-love, and your self-esteem, and to apply it to the new moves that are starting to unfold in front of you for tomorrow, okay? Everything that you've been dreaming about is starting to come true, but I just need you to believe in yourself so you can take it to the next step, because I feel like, again, like I pulled the emergency brake on our movement, and this is why I'm saying it. And that first card placement, the significator, the general gist of the overall reading is the Eight of Swords, the refresh, rejuvenation, the restart. It even can feel like a huge push from the universe, giving us a guide to the new direction. But in the swords, which are our thoughts, it's all about, we're like the gerbil wheel of hell. I'm just going around and around and around and around and around and around, and I'm not making any decisions. It's all based on other people and their people in situations from the past, or you're trying to honor them instead of yourself. All about how you did things in the past that no longer apply to you anymore, caring too much about everybody else's opinion but your own. That's a reflection of the eight, and it's such a bummer because you've made it to the eighth position on the 10 journey of the minor arcana. So instead of going backwards, my Libra friends, let's move forward. And you really need to believe in yourself, and you really need to nurture and care and talk most positively in that inner dialogue to yourself. It has to be loving. It has to be supportive. It has to be growing for the future of your heart, okay? Again, if everybody else doesn't dig it, I don't care. But as long as you're digging it, that's the lesson here, okay? And I'm not going to have you not grab it and enjoy what's happening and starting to unfold, okay? That's it. So we got the Eight of Swords in the first card position, like the general significator. You're wrapped up tight and you're not moving, okay? And the reason why is that second card position, which is like the crossing card position in the 10 card spread, and what's not allowing you to move on in that thought process. And again, to the ancient tarot, the swords are all about our identity, our ethics, our character, our integrity, how we want to love, who we want to love, how we want to live, how we want to work. All that falls under the domain of the swords, and you've made such great progress. And I want you to believe it, because you're undermining yourself in the second card position. What's blocking that energy from moving on is the Page of Cups, which literally in tarot means self-love. I need a big dose of it. I need that nurturing, that positive narrative, that dialogue with my heart and my spirit that's only encouraging and positive and moving forward. That's the Page of Cups. But you're not getting any. You're blocking yourself. You're even aiming the swords at your heart and your spirit, okay? Stop, Libra, okay? With love and respect, just stop. Take a breath. Let's just take a moment, okay? Figure out what we want to do, okay, next in the moves that you want for your future and that future harvest, because out of the fifth card placement, popping around a little bit here, and what's leaving your life, but what just has happened, and you know what's happening too, is the Nine of Cups, ending the minor arcana in the area of the heart, so good job here. But the Nine of Cups is the wish card in tarot, so even a double dose of good luck and wish, okay? And so you've been formulating that, and I think you've been starting to get it, and now again, someone's pulled the emergency brake, and it's in that kind of narrative of your headset, and I'm not going to have it because it's affecting the self-love that you have for yourself. So every time you start to feel a thought that's not encouraging or positive to you and your betterment, not everybody else, Libra, just you, pluck that out and just replant it. I'm wonderful. I'm loving. I'm a really nice person. I have a lot of heart to give. I'm Venus ruled. I'm a hottie tamale, not even just in my sex appeal and the outside persona to the world, but the way that I think and the way that I want to produce my life and create my life, right? And especially right now, a new life is emerging. That's the reflection of the 8. So don't be afraid of it, okay? Because only self-love, you just need to get yourself back into balance. Again, you're ruled by the scales, right? Okay, Libra, just it's about the balance. And part of the balance is too, how do you be spirit immaterial? You know what I mean? How do you be logical with intuition? But it's all about really how do you mind your heart with your headset right now and getting your headset in a good place. And here we get a good reflection of how to do that in the 3rd card position. What I like to say, God's answer on how to navigate the week. The Queen of Pentacles. This is you, Libra, a reflection of you in the exalted state as the Venus ruled of the zodiac. The Queen, you don't get to her with the easy stuff. It's going to be the tough stuff that tries and plucks every nerve, along with good stuff too. The Pentacles is the domain of work and our bodies and community. But 40 years of doing tarot, I could also say it affects family and relationship. It's the whole kit and caboodle because it means the material world, okay? But that's a reflection of you. So I could have the gold coin in one hand, so it's a reflection of how you can make anything materialize in this world. And also, too, I've got abundance in grapes and food and good, gracious hosting and just being a loving person and forgiving and gratitude and compassion get manifested in the Queen. It's all you as the Venus ruled. That's a reflection of the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen wouldn't tolerate this kind of mumbo jumbo of the circle of the 8 of Swords, of just kind of being on that gerbil wheel and just wanting to not do what is right for us. The Queen has that confidence, that self-love and that self-esteem because she's walked the walk and talked the talk in all those areas. So go back deep into the Queen, get connected to the Queen because she's the light that's leading you forward. And you want it too. I see 2 cards here that are just so positive for this movement. Well, several cards here for the positive of the movement forward. Okay, in the base of the matter. So I got the Queen there, so believe in her. She's your razzmatazz in every way, shape, or form. So, and she's also, again, for business, law, and contracts, the things in the material world, all those things fall under her domain. So trust yourself, trust your judgment. It's no coincidence that's sitting on top of the 8 of Swords. She's there to help you get that reflection, to break that stranglehold that you're creating in your own mind. That's the thing about the swords. You're the one that's generating it. So let's break it. And in the 4th card position, the base of the matter, which is really lovely here, is the 3 of Pentacles. Another manifestation in the material world, right? And the 3 is not only a celebratory state, it's an accomplishment state. It's an accomplishment state for you. Again, in family, home, relationship, career, our bodies, our community, the whole vibe, right? And it's an acknowledgement even from the outside world that you've got stuff going on and you know this. And again, because Venus is ruled and mostly concerned about love, right? And relationship and partnership and that kind of vibe, which is so wonderful about you guys. Again, Venus ruled. It's a manifestation of that for sure. The 3 of Pentacles is go shine that light. Go celebrate you, right? Most importantly, pat yourself on the back wherever that kind of touching you in the material world, and let that, and maybe that's that conflicting nature. Maybe you're feeling you're really happy about something, but it's not vibing with everybody else's viewpoint. Who cares? Let it go, Libra. It's your life. Live it, okay? And I really want you to, especially because that 9 of Cups and that wish card and that past reflection, you don't get there unless you've been a good egg in the heart. So, and I know you know this. And again, whatever that push or that friction is of not feeling into the what everybody else's domain of the heart and the creative, who cares? Again, that's the whole lesson here for Libra. You've got to do you. And it's a time for you to shine as well, because in the 6th card position, which is happening right now, we have the major arcana sun. So it's a big deal because major arcanas are life lessons. It's time for you to step out in the light after a really dark and trying time. And maybe that's what part of this, maybe you feel like you can't do that. You can't step out in the light with certain aspects of what your life is. So then, you decide to do you. I still say do you, whatever that is, because that's a reflection of the sun. It's a spotlight on you. And if we're pitching our ideas or selling ourselves or putting ourselves out there in any way, shape, or form, everyone gravitates to the sun. It's a light, again, that's a special, a divine order on you, that's shining on you to give your heart kind of the oxygen to have a flame again, to give your spirit that ignition, to give your mindset all that rich reward, and kind of like it's opening up the doors and your heart to like kind of like a laser beam to kind of dissolve all those anxiety, fears, and insecurities and anger, rage, ego, pride. It's all been part of the whole kit and caboodle for you guys for a while. But that's a lesson of sun. You're coming into a new day and it's dawning around you, Libra. So put your Ray-Bans on and start to greet it, because it not only makes us shine in the outside world. It, like I said, it shines a light on the inner world. It brings like opening up the windows and opening up the curtains and letting fresh air into your brain and your heart again. So this has a refresh as well. That's the blessing of the sun. It's happening. So just buy into it. Don't ignore it and don't fight it, especially with that be a reflection of the Eight of Swords, because it's saying you don't deserve it, or your voice is not as a value to everybody else's. Your opinion is not as a value to everybody else. I'm not going to have it, okay? Because you're taking off no matter what. Because we see in the seventh card position, like the fourth of that gut, the seventh card position is how we're feeling about ourselves. So we got the Knight of Pentacles here. Da, 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 taking off in the area, the Knight of Wands rather, taking off in the area of the creative. This is not going to be stopped in a Libra, right? You're changing. You have changed, more importantly, really. And you want to start to applying it in everywhere of your life, but something's making you put on the brakes. And I really feel it's everybody else's opinion or a reflection, or the way you did things in the past, or how it's always been, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to have it, because the Knight of Wands wants to take off in a new direction. And what's nice about this reading too, because the Knight can be a little bit impulsive. He's just, and I think there's a lot of reflection here about doing the right thing. So most importantly, do the right thing about you first and foremost, because everything else will lead the way, okay? Because that's how it's got to be. I'm sorry, guys. That's just how it is. I'm going to break that stranglehold by doing you, because you're trying to fight me here and saying no, okay? And I'm just not going to have it, because the Knight of Wands wants to take off in a new direction. And like the Three of Pentacles, it's got some props about it in my deck, because I have some accomplishments. And again, wherever that creative area is stirring, and if you want to push yourself forward in new directions, that's absolutely the vibe of the Knight of Wands. Don't be afraid of it. And maybe that's what the vibe is that's breaking you, like taking those new steps and doing new things, and again, doing new things with the people that you've been around that have always expected you to be one way. That's the reflection of these kinds of cards. And again, you have to give yourself a self-love. That's the oxygen for your fire to ignite that imagination and inspiration, ready to take off in a new direction with the Knight, which is beautiful. And what's so cool about this too, and I want to like bring some ease to your mindset and your heart, is how other people look at you is the Six of Wands. Someone that not only has sincere accomplishments and a critical mass of movement in the creative. And for a Libra, that's going to be anywhere where your heart touches, not just like that creative work and stuff like that, but anywhere that you're exploring new avenues for yourself and pushing the envelope for yourself, especially with your heart and your spirit. That's a reflection of the Six of Wands. And it's also too, like other people looking at you as finding your own tribe, your own crew, your own family. Sometimes we have our blood family, but other times we have other family that are like resonate with us because of the trials and tribulations and journeys that they have been through. And it brings them to that same kind of state of outlook, of a viewpoint of the world, the way that we want to be in the world, our integrity, our character. That's a reflection of the Six, because out of the Four of Wands, where I'm building that firm foundation, especially with people that are like-minded and soul-minded too, that's a reflection. But now I'm getting some real kind of movement here, and I'm building something of real strength and legacy. And that's how other people view you. So all I can say to you, Libra, do your own thing, because other people are kind of in awe of you right now, and it's a really lovely place to be. In the ninth position, wow, this is so cool. It's also another reflection of how tired you are from the whole mindset game of what you've been through. The ninth position is our hopes and fears, and it's really kind of a direct. The Eight of Swords is that gerbil wheel, like I said. We're going around and around of a decision. The Nine of Swords is a nightmare card, which we've built up our own self, so we're not moving in a new direction here. And then the Ten of Swords is we're just so exhausted. It's kind of a let go, let God moment, which I really love here, because hope and faith, hopes and fears in the ninth card position is that duality. Again, the scales of you guys. The 10 is the completion state of the minor arcana in the journey of the swords, which is our thoughts, logic, analytical thinking strategy, which I guarantee has been a lot applied. But now in this last phase, it's being applied for you. Like some of those swords are being, not some of them, all those swords are kind of being aimed at you right now because you're trying to do everything for everybody else. And that's the key here to break everything. Just do you. Do not care. Be considerate, respectful, and all that other kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong. Don't be like an idiot or an asshole. You know what I mean? But that's not the Libra way, okay? So I have confidence and definite know-how that I know that it's all going to be a cool, because these kinds of cards, the inner dialogue is what's eating you up, not from really, again, from other people's, what you think that they are, okay? What you think you need to do for family and community, that stereotypical, archetypical way that community and family could do to us. That's the breaking in the swords, and now it's kind of like gotten so heavy on you, you're kind of like crushed by it. But here comes God and justice and hopes and fears in that 10th card, in that 9th card position of the 10 of swords. All those swords are in a row, so while it's been difficult, no harm done. Here comes God in the universe standing over you. Say, hey, Libra, you catch your breath. You've done a good job here. I love that you're doing your own identity, your own heart, because that's the lesson of Libra at the end of the day. And all those furies in my mythology deck, it's all those, those negative thoughts that have been plaguing you for so long, and including other people and situations. Do not get me wrong. It's been the whole kit and caboodle. But now there's an end to that. That's what the 10 means. A new life is starting in the area of the swords, and it's all about what you want to do, how you want to live your life. So don't be a killjoy to your own beauty, okay? And that's the reflection of the 10 of swords. Like, don't give into the negativity, Libra. Please, 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 because that, again, a new day dawning around you in my deck, and it's dawning around you. So let's get that sun to bring us out of that stranglehold, and let's break it. It's all new stuff. And that's reflected here in the 10th card. 10th card placement is the outcome card, the 2 of Pentacles. Again, building a foundation. Small movements in the area of the material. And again, for me, it touches everything. So wherever you're feeling like that new stirring and you're getting your footing in a new direction, this is the vibe I want you to go for, Libra, this week, okay? Because that's where the new path is. That's where God is shining that light to say, let's go in a new direction. Let's leave the past behind. Let's go new start everywhere, okay? Even if it's with the old people and old situations, that's part of the Libra vibe as well, okay? So no worries. It's all about you changing. So give it honor, give it nurturing, and give it love. And I'm going to stick with it too. It's a bonus card of 2 of Cups, falling in love with yourself, falling in love with other people, falling in love with everything, life, getting that spring in your step. So let's not get hung up on the negativity or the past or anybody else's BS, okay? Let's just do you and let other people catch up. But I can't have you stay stagnant in yesterday or even where you are right now, because so much stirring. That's why you're indecisive, because so much is stirring in a new direction. So let's not be fearful to go there. And please, please, please don't tell yourself you're too tired to do anything, okay? Because that's the whole reflection of the 10 of swords there. You're not. You get the reward here. Sun is kind of like a minor karma card to me as well, because you have come out of a dark time of that emotional and spiritual maturity. And there's big props for that, for doing it. Okay? So have a really good week. Do you, Libra? Do you. That's all you need to worry about. Okay? Thank you for visiting the channel. And if you like this content, if you would consider subscribing, that would be awesome. We're growing it and we're meeting other tarot like-minded people, which has just been incredible. I can't say thanks enough. Thanks, you guys.